I'd like to discuss now the concept of healing crises. Now, first of all, when does a healing crisis happen? If I have a person who is nutritionally prepared, which we have just discussed, and they're full of enzymes and minerals and nutrients and so on, then if I put pressure on a crystal in the body, like say a large calcification in the spine, I just put pressure on it with my thumb, and I hold it there for a while. That crystal in the spine, then the calcification in the spine, then begins to dissolve. And as that dissolves, it's like an organic computer chip full of stored memory, releasing that memory for the consciousness to re-experience of the trauma that was blocked there by our resistance at the time of the whatever trauma occurred which put that calcification in that spine. We could have had a blow to the spine or a car wreck or a fall down a cement stairs or something. And these are things that we have to be able to handle on a mental level where we lovingly and willingly endure all of the emotional trauma, all of the word patterns that we had there, and all of the thought patterns which are the sensory memory of the sight that we remember, the visual memory, the hearing memory, the auditory memory, the olfactory sense, the smell, the fragrance of the moment, the taste of the moment, and the touch, the tactile sense. So we have thought, we have feeling, and we have spoken word, which are all suppressed below the level of consciousness in every trauma, and this is recorded in this organic computer chip, which we call a crystal, which can take many different forms in the physical body, but it's predominantly indicated like in a calcification in the spine, in scar tissue, in little reflexology points on the bottom of the feet, or just in any type of an arthritic spur. All of these things are crystals full of stored memory. When that stored memory is released, we then have what we call a healing crisis. Now, according to Herring's law of cure, which is very ancient in the healing arts, all cure starts from within out and from the head down and in reverse order as the symptoms have appeared. Now, over the years, I have observed Herring's law of cure, and I would like to modify that slightly, a whole lot really, in what I call the law of healing crisis. A healing crisis will occur only when an individual is ready, both physiologically and psychologically. The basic foundation for all healing is nutritional preparedness. A healing crisis will begin from within out, in reverse order chronologically as to how the symptoms have appeared, tempered by the intensity of the trauma. The individual will have the opportunity to re-experience each trauma, both physiological and psychological, beginning with the trauma of least severity. It must be recognized that traumas involving emotions, which include all traumas, will be released in order, beginning with unconsciousness, then apathy, grief, fear, anger, pain, and eventually enthusiasm, which from the ancient Greek means love in you or God in you. In conjunction with the appropriate word patterns for each emotion and thought pattern, which is the sensory memory, which are accessible at each level of the emotions as we bring them out. Now, unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness are the keys to apply and transmute any resistance at any level. Now, once these resistances are brought to view through the application of the laws of love, light, and perfection. Now, when these are brought out of the crystal, the person re-experiences, shall we say, a fall on their head on an icy road, or a fall down the stairs where they hurt their back. When they go through this re-experience and release all of that has been suppressed below the level of consciousness, then the back goes through an instantaneous healing and a regeneration. So, the healing crisis then is re-experiencing in reverse order. Now we find with the application of the nutritional program that the person begins, first of all, when they start taking enzymes into their body, they start feeling a little bit nauseous, and they go through a lot of shall we say, cleansing diarrhea and changes in this area. I would recommend you here to get my audio tape on the Ray program, which explains what to expect step by step by step as you go through the healing crisis. And get my healing crisis tapes, which goes into specific detail, which shows you exactly what can be done with the technique of body electronics to bring about bodily regeneration.